2-0 continue for north departure.
Overspeed.
Kennedy Tower Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 continue for north departure.
Cleared to land runway 4 left Connie 617. Connie 617 number 2 for landing. Follow the Airbus A20N on final. Wind calm caution, the generic landing runway 4 right. Cleared to land runway 4 left. Airbus Tree 20 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Kennedy Tower Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 frequency change. Philadelphia approach Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 is type Airbus A20N 3 miles northeast of Kennedy 3,700 feet. Request flight following.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 Philadelphia approach. Squawk 5464.
Squawk 5464 Airbus Tree 20.
Airbus Tree 20 radar contact 5 miles north of Kennedy 5,600 feet. Altimeter tree 0.18.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Roger Airbus Tree 20.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Airbus Tree 20 contact New York Center on 121.125. Good day.
121.125 Airbus Tree 20. Goodbye. New York Center Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 8,100 feet.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 New York Center altimeter tree 0.17 radar contact continue. Airbus Tree 20 traffic is 2 o'clock 4 miles at 16,300 feet generic. Report them in sight.
Airbus Tree 20 have the traffic.
Alaska Tree 0 contact Boston Center on 1 tree 2 decimal tree. Good day. Going to 1 tree 2 decimal tree Alaska Tree 0. Center Piedmont 5771 is at flight level 245 climbing flight level tree 10. Piedmont 5771 New York Center radar contact continue. Airbus Tree 20 contact New York Center on 118.975. Good day. Piedmont 5771 contact New York Center on 118.975. Good day.
Going to 118.975 Airbus Tree 20. New York Center Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 flight level 205.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 New York Center radar contact continue. New York Center Piedmont 5771 is at flight level 245 climbing flight level tree 10. Piedmont 5771 New York Center radar contact continue. American Tree 022 Heavy contact New York approach on 127 decimal tree. Good day. Decimal tree American Tree 022 Heavy. Goodbye. New York Center American Tree 022 Heavy is at 6,800 feet climbing flight level 190. American Tree 022 Heavy New York Center altimeter Tree 0.18 radar contact. Continue to Jersey. Brickyard 5750 traffic is 9 o'clock 4 miles at 6,800 feet Airbus A20N. Report them in sight. Brickyard 5750 traffic is 2 o'clock 2 miles at 7,800 feet Airbus A20N. Report them in sight. American Tree 022 heavy traffic is 3 o'clock 4 miles at 7,400 feet generic. Report them in sight. Brickyard 5750 contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day. Brickyard 569 you are 41 miles southwest. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 200 knots. Expect ILS runway for approach via Veris transition. Clear to Veris. 124.775 Brickyard 5750. Goodbye. Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 200 knots. Expect ILS runway for approach via Veris transition. Clear to Veris Brickyard 569 American Tree 022 heavy contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day. Brickyard 569 contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day. New York Center JetBlue 419 Heavy is passing 14,900 feet climbing flight level 270. JetBlue 419 Heavy New York Center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact continue. New York Center Brickyard 5750 is passing 7,200 feet climbing flight level 210.
Overspeed.
Brickyard 5750 New York Center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact. Continue to Minsk. Going to 124.775 Brickyard 569 New York Center Brickyard 569 is passing 6,800 feet, descending 4,000 feet. Brickyard 569 New York Center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact. Continue to Veris. Airbus tree 20 contact Washington Center on 124.775. Good day.
124.775 Airbus tree 20. Goodbye. Washington Center Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 20 flight level 275.
Endeavor 5156 contact New York Center on 128 decimal tree. Good day. Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 20 Washington Center radar contact continue. Washington Center United 1064 Heavy is passing 12,000 feet climbing flight level 200. United 106 for Heavy Washington Center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact. Continue to Santo. 128 decimal tree, Endeavor 5156. Goodbye. Washington Center Delta 525 Heavy is passing 9,900 feet climbing flight level 230. Delta 525 Heavy Washington Center altimeter tree 0.16 radar contact. Continue to Tykes. JetBlue 419er Heavy is at 15,600 feet, climbing flight level 270. JetBlue 419er Heavy Washington Center altimeter 30.16 radar contact, continue. Washington Center Delta 175 Heavy is at 10,800 feet, climbing flight level 230. Delta 175 Heavy Washington Center altimeter 30.16 radar contact, continue to Corey. United 106 for Heavy contact center on 13.525.
Overspeed.
Good day.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
One tree 2.525 United 1064 Heavy. Goodbye. JetBlue 419er Heavy traffic is 7 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level 180 generic. Report them in sight. Generic 1 Bravo, Juliet contact center on 13.525. Good day. Washington Center, United 1064 Heavy is passing 11,500 feet, climbing flight level 200. United 106 for Heavy Washington Center altimeter 30.17 radar contact, continue to Santo. JetBlue 419er Heavy contact New York Center on 118.975. Good day. Spirit Wings 255 Heavy contact New York Center on 124.625. Good day. 1 tree 2.525 generic 1 Bravo Juliet. Goodbye. 124.625 Spirit Wings 255 Heavy. Goodbye. Brickyard 4441 Heavy traffic is 8 o'clock, 2 miles at 17,700 feet, Airbus A20N. Report them in sight. Airbus Tree 20 contact center on 1 tree 2.525. Good day.
1 tree 2.525 Airbus Tree 20. Goodbye. Center Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 flight level 285.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray Tree 20 center radar contact, continue. approach via Echo Tango X-ray transition. Cleared to Echo Tango X-ray.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Center Delta 747 is passing flight level 260, climbing flight level 330. Delta 747 center radar contact continue. Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. Expect ILS runway 13 approach via Echo Tango X-ray transition. Cleared to Echo Tango X-ray generic 5 Mike Tango. Delta 747 contact New York Center on 124.625. Good day. Center Blue Streak 5404 feet. Blue Streak 5404 center altimeter 30.15 radar contact. Continue to TRNBL. Going to 124.625 Delta 747. Blue Streak 5404 contact Washington Center on 125.45. Good day. Center American 1671 Heavy 9,200 feet. American 1671 Heavy center altimeter 30.15 radar contact. Continue to TRNBL. American 1671 Heavy contact Washington Center on 125.45. Good day. Generic 2 Alpha Mike traffic is 9 o'clock 4 miles at 5,800 feet generic. Report them in sight. Blue Streak 5404. Goodbye. Generic 2 Alpha Mike traffic in sight. Center American 2627 Heavy 9,500 feet. .45 American 1671 Heavy. Goodbye. Generic 2 Alpha Mike contact Washington Center on 125.45. Good day. 125.45 American 2627 Heavy. Goodbye. .45 generic 2 Alpha Mike. Goodbye. Center generic November 872 Alpha Mike is at 4,800 feet, climbing 6,000 feet. Generic November 872 Alpha Mike center altimeter 30.14 radar contact. Continue. Generic 2 Alpha Mike traffic is 6 o'clock 4 miles at 8,200 feet Airbus A20N. Report them in sight. Center American 1671 Heavy is at 8,000 feet, climbing 9,300 feet. American 1671 Heavy center altimeter 30.14 radar contact. Continue to TRNBL. American 1671 Heavy traffic is 9 o'clock 3 miles at 4,800 feet generic. Report them in sight. Generic 2 Alpha Mike have the traffic. American 1671 Heavy traffic in sight. American 1671 Heavy, contact Philadelphia, approach on 124.35. Good day. One 24.35 American 1671 Heavy. Goodbye. Airbus 320, contact Washington Center on 132.55. Good day.
Going to 132.55 Airbus 320. Washington Center Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray 320 flight level 185.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-Ray 320 Washington Center radar contact, continue. Airbus 320, contact Potomac, approach on 126.825. Good day.
126.825 Airbus 320. Goodbye. Potomac approach Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 2010,800 feet.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray, tree 20, Potomac approach altimeter tree 0.11 radar contact, continue.
Potomac approach Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 20. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray, tree 20, Potomac approach. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Cleared through Bravo airspace Airbus tree 20.
Airbus tree 20, contact Potomac approach on 119.7. Good day.
119.7 Airbus tree 20. Goodbye. Potomac approach Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 20 9,000 feet.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 20 Potomac approach altimeter tree 0.1 tree radar contact, continue. Airbus tree 20 contact Potomac approach on 124.7. Good day.
124.7 Airbus tree 20. Goodbye. Potomac approach Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 20 7,400 feet.
Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray, tree 20, Potomac approach altimeter tree 0.1 tree radar contact, continue.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 60, 40, 30, 20. Retard 5.